And welcome back to our live coverage here at the 2018 U.S. Open. We have quite a schedule of exciting matchups in the third round for you over the course of today and tomorrow. And one of those most exciting matchups that we are eagerly looking forward to is the battle between Kei Nishikori and Diego Schwartzman. Kei Nishikori here on the court has been out here for past 15 or 20 minutes, getting his timing on all of his strokes. Nishikori with a big victory yesterday over Gael Monfils, won the first set 6-2 before Monfils retired in the second set. Nishikori, of course, has quite a history here at the U.S. Open. He was a finalist in 2014 where he lost to Marin Cilic in straight sets, but Nishikori was able to defeat Novak Djokovic in the semifinals that year, and another U.S. Open champion, Stan Wawrinka, in the quarters. After some injury issues, Nishikori is back, making his way back up the rankings this year. He reached the quarterfinals of Wimbledon just a couple months ago. Nishikori was the first male player representing an Asian country to reach a Grand Slam singles final. He was the first man from Asia to qualify for the ATP World Tour Finals. He also won the bronze medal at the 2016 Summer Olympics in Rio. He defeated Rafa Nadal to win that bronze medal. Nishikori, such a solid and consistent baseline player. There are few balls that Nishikori can't hit. He's comfortable both on offense and on defense. Nishikori also has one of the best two-handed backhands on tour. However, in recent years, he's worked on becoming a bit more offensive in his game, has a tendency to play a bit defensive. Nishikori did not play in last year's U.S. Open, but in 2016 was a semi-finalist. Had his last U.S. Open appearance. Nishikori and Schwartzman have a brief history playing each other. Nishikori has won both of their two matchups, both coming last year in 2017, most recently playing in the Masters 1000 in Madrid last year. Nishikori dropped the first set 6-1, but rebounded for a 6-0, 6-4 final two sets. Nishikori also defeated Schwartzman in Buenos Aires, in Schwartzman homeland of Argentina in 2017. That also a three-set battle with Schwartzman winning the first set. Nishikori still so young, just 28 years old. Originally turned pro in 2007, has 11 career titles, but of course still looking to break through in a Grand Slam. But when healthy, Nishikori is one of the toughest players to beat on tour. And just a couple courts down from Kei Nishikori is his opponent in the next round, Diego Schwartzman. Schwartzman coming into the tournament. He's 26 years old. The 5'7" Argentinian has had quite a year himself. Nishikori now number 13 in the world. He recently reached a career high of number 11. Schwartzman was a quarterfinalist in last year's U.S. Open. He was also a quarterfinalist in this year's French Open. That quarterfinal battle with Rafa Nadal was one of the matches of the year. Schwartzman took the first set off Rafa, of course the king of clay, and was up in the second set as well before a rain delay gave Nadal some much needed time to think and contemplate. It came back out firing and won 3 consecutive sets to move on and eventually capture his 11th French Open title. Diego Schwartzman, coached by another former pro, Juan Ignacio Jeļena, another Argentinian sensation that reached number 15 in the world and was a quarterfinalist here at the U.S. Open himself, that coming in 2007. You see Juan Ignacio Jeļena out there just behind Diego Schwartzman. Schwartzman now working on his serve. Just about 5'6", but boy does Diego Schwartzman have a powerful game. Hits one of the biggest balls on tour despite his size. He turned pro in 2010. Schwartzman's played well thus far in the tournament. He defeated countryman Del Bonis in straight sets in the first round. He had a bit of a tougher match in the round of 64, dropping the third set, but winning in 4. Now faces Nishikori. That match will be coming tomorrow. Much cooler day here at the Open today. A couple of raindrops starting to fall, but the roof is closed in Arthur Ashe Stadium, and we now have 2 stadiums with roofs here at the Billie Jean King USTA National Tennis Center. So regardless of the weather, tennis will continue. The players at least happy that they get a bit of reprieve from the incredibly warm conditions, well over 100 degrees and 110 degrees on the court over the past couple of days. Taking you around the ground, Sloane Stephens and Victoria Azarenka, the first match in Arthur Ashe Stadium of the day. Sloane Stephens, the defending women's champion, won the first set 6-3, but is down a break in the second set. Azarenka serving to go up 5-3. On the grandstand court, match just underway. The young American Taylor Fritz, who's having an impressive result in this year's Open against the number 9 seed and French Open finalist Dominic Thiem. That match on serve early on. Quite a bit of doubles around the grounds today as well, and the Junior U.S. Open has officially commenced today. Let us know in the comments who's your pick to win this fierce battle between the number 13 player in the world, Diego Schwartzman, and Kei Nishikori, former U.S. Open finalist who has come back from injury and worked his way back up inside the top 20 in the world himself. There you see Kei Nishikori. Kei Nishikori warming up some serves, and Kei Nishikori also coached by some tennis royalty. He's coached by American Michael Chang. Chang, the 1989 French Open champion, was also a finalist in 1996, losing to Pete Sampras in straight sets. Former Davis Cup champion as well. He's been working with Nishikori for the past 4 years. Has been instrumental in Nishikori becoming a bit more offensive out on the court. Nishikori with such strong weapons. Bridge in the comments saying hello from Denmark. Thank you for joining us. on this 5th day of the U.S. Open. Of course, a day that is not just any day, and you can feel the energy around the grounds because of the matchup coming later this evening. That is the 30th installment of the Venus versus Serena Williams rivalry. The sisters will be facing off in the first match of the evening session tonight in Arthur Ashe Stadium. Serena versus Venus, round 30. Serena currently leads 17-12 all time. Venus, of course, winning their matchup earlier this year in Indian Wells. That's the match everyone's looking forward to today, but we'll also see Juan Martín del Potro, the 2009 champion, against the 31 seed Fernando Verdasco, who took out Andy Murray in a slugfest second round matchup. Tomorrow we'll see Roger Federer against Nick Kyrgios. We'll see Milos Raonic against Stan Wawrinka. Quite a few other exciting battles here at the Open. Nishikori with just such incredible finesse, such incredible control of all of his shots. Nishikori always a fan favorite. The crowd lining up on the side of the court to catch a glimpse. And in the comments saying hi from Panama. Sonia is tuning in from London. Of course, we love all of our international fans taking part in the U.S. Open, one of the greatest spectacles in sport. Kei Nishikori working on a very effective body serve there. Yuki in the comments saying, come on, Kei, rooting for Nishikori to make another run in this year's tournament. Kei Nishikori now working on a sliding serve out wide. That ball just missed, but had an incredible angle on it. Sliding wide into the court next door, as did that one landing in. Such incredible use of spin from Nishikori. But despite his slender frame, certainly able to hit the ball with a ton of pace as well. You can hear the crowd in the background from Arthur Ashe Stadium. Despite the roof being on, Arthur Ashe Stadium is as loud as ever. The passionate fans there cheering on American hero Sloane Stephens in her battle with Victoria Azarenka. Nishikori working out some issues with the toss on the serve there. You see his coaches behind him motioning to him. It is a bit of a windy day, certainly windier than the past couple of days. Overcast as well. All major differences in the conditions that the players have to take into account. You've seen a lot of the players, even those on their off day, spending a little extra time on the practice courts today, getting used to these conditions. A major shift from the incredible heat that we saw around the grounds over the past few days. We expect the weather to stay a bit cooler, and over the next couple of days, possible rain in the future as well. Again, let us know in the comments your pick to win the men's singles title and your pick to win this matchup that we're keeping an eye on, Diego Schwartzman against Kei Nishikori. Moving down over to P2, we have Diego Schwartzman practicing some serves as well. He was just playing a couple practice points. Schwartzman, just about 5'6", but able to leverage every inch of his body, launching himself up and into the ball. Still able to get quite a bit of pop on his serve. Schwartzman there with Juan Ignacio Jeļena behind him. Schwartzman has been on tour for quite a few years now, turned pro in 2010, but he's still just 26 years old. We often consider him a veteran on the tour, but he's still part of that next generation of young talent that is sweeping through the game. Schwartzman had a big victory in the Rio Open this year, winning that ATP 500 tournament, a straight set victory over Fernando Verdasco. That's the second tournament victory of Schwartzman's career, but he's had a history over the past couple of years of defeating or playing very close top 10 players. He defeated Dominic Thiem in Montreal last year. He defeated Marin Cilic right here at the US Open last year. Of course, Cilic, a former champion, and he defeated another Grand Slam finalist, Kevin Anderson, this year in the French Open. That a 5-set battle. Schwartzman got down 2-0, but rallied back for that 5-set victory. And just below us here on the 4th practice court, we have another top 10 player in the world, this Jeļena Ostapenko. Ostapenko coming into the tournament ranked number 10 in the world. She reached a career high earlier this year of number 5 in the world. Ostapenko, of course, the 2017 French Open champion. That her first Grand Slam title. She defeated world number 1 Simona Halep in the final in a 3-set battle. Ostapenko originally from Latvia. It was a historic run for Ostapenko in that 2017 French Open. She was the first Latvian to win a Grand Slam, and she was also the first unseeded player to win the French Open since 1933. That was certainly a surprising run to that title, but she has not looked back since and has been perennially competing at Grand Slams over the past year and a half. She was the junior Wimbledon champion in 2014, played some incredibly entertaining, aggressive tennis, as very pure and powerful ground strokes. Ostapenko working on her return. Ostapenko had a tough 3-set victory in the first round over Petkovic, 7-5 in the third, and also had a 3-set battle against the young American Taylor Townsend yesterday in the round of 64. And Ostapenko was able to fight her way through into the third round. She'll be facing off against the 22 seed Maria Sharapova tomorrow. Sharapova we saw win last night in Arthur Ashe Stadium. Sharapova struggling with her serve, had an unusually high number of double faults early in the match, but the rest of her game was in top form, and she was able to overcome those serving difficulties to pull through. back on the 5th practice court here closest to the fans, we have once again Kei Nishikori. Nishikori, formerly the number 4 player in the world back in 2015, that a career high. Showing off some of the finesse that made him a top 5 player in the world. Such incredible feel. That a rare ball in net from Nishikori. However, you do see, as we mentioned, his coaching team working on him playing a bit more offensive, especially here on hardcore. You see him working on stepping in through the ball, driving it deep into the court, putting a bit more pace on it, and following it up in net to close the point with a volley. Nishikori just prior working on some inside-out forehands. And there is Team Nishikori. Nishikori will head into the locker room, as is his next round opponent, Diego Schwartzman. Both of them looking sharp in their practice sessions today. Keep it locked in with us on US Open social media. We'll be bringing you the practice that everyone has been waiting for. Serena Williams and Venus Williams set to face off in just a couple hours. We'll be practicing side by side here on the practice courts at 4:30. Once again, 4:30 Eastern, Serena and Venus practicing side by side. Make sure you keep it locked in with us for that. Stay tuned for much, much more. Joey Brander here with you all tournament long, and we'll be back.